Hey guys, it's me again, Ricky. Today we are once again reacting to the channel called That Chapter. The last one, I think the last reaction we did was to that chapter, and it was quite. I cried. If you've watched it, I cried. It was sad, very very sad. Let's hope this one's not as sad. Anything to do with children or animals, just no. Okay, so this one's called Buried Alive. Oh, okay. The case of Michael Carruth or Carruth. Sorry, I butchered that probably. Um, it's by That Chapter. The guy that owns the channel is called Mike. Awesome guy, absolutely love him. Mwah. Um, this is my favorite channel by far. So I'll put a link in the description of the original video for this one, and for my Twitter and my Instagram if you feel so inclined to follow. And please like and subscribe. Just a warning. This is a murder case, obviously. Like this channel is about murder, sometimes unsolved. So just a trigger warning. It might not be for the faint-hearted, if you get what I mean. Like, probably don't watch it if you don't like blood, or if you don't. I don't know if there's blood in it. I haven't seen it yet. But if you don't like murder or people dying and that, please don't watch it. But if you do watch it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like. Same with mine. And I think that's enough rambling. Let's get into el video. Hopefully there's no children involved.
Hey you. And before we get into solving a mystery of our very own, I would like to let you know that this video is sponsored by the murder mystery box, Hunt-A-Killer. Hunt-A-Killer is a subscription service that puts you in the detective's seat. Every month, they send you a box of evidence in the case of a fictional crime. Your goal, detective, is to analyze the evidence, eliminate suspects, and hone in on the real killer. In the boxes they send you every month, you get reports, audio recordings, videos, photos, which you carefully go through looking for clues, hidden or otherwise. They sent me a season, and honestly, I stayed in for hours at a time, enjoying the hell out of it, and staying in these days is probably a good idea. So if you think you'd be interested, please check out huntakiller.com/thatchapter and use code CHAPTER for 20% off your first box. Also, part of the proceeds of every box go to the Cold Case Foundation, an organization that is dedicated to helping with real-life cold cases, which is something I think we can all get on board with. So, once again, if you think you'd be interested, that's huntakiller.com/thatchapter and use code CHAPTER at checkout for 20% off your first box. Thanks again to Hunt-A-Killer for once again sponsoring one of these old videos. Now, how about you and I do some Hunt-A-Killering of our own?
So I have a Hunt-A-Killer box. It's in my wardrobe. You can either buy like a season thing where you get a box per month, and there's 6 boxes, and they're like that thick. They're like, A4 size. But they're thick, and there's a lot of stuff in it, and it's like autopsy reports, photos of dead people. Obviously, it's all fake, but it looks so real. There's even like little evidence bags with like bits of evidence in it. I have one, but I didn't buy the season pass. I bought the entire season in one go. So you can either do a current season bit by like per month, or you can get all 6 boxes in one go from an old season. It's amazing. I felt like I was an actual private investigator. It almost made me want to actually be a private investigator. This video isn't even sponsored by Hunt-A-Killer, but look at me. Look at me shouting them out. Shout out to Hunt-A-Killer. Anyway, sorry. Let's get back to the video. This guy is funny.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and you know what? Let's just change things. up a bit. How are you doing? You know, what's your name? How are you feeling today? I mean, that's a real question here. I should be asking, but I mean, at the time of this recording, I can't hear you. So let's move on. In this whole video, we're going to Alabama. East Alabama to be precise.
Nice.
Russell and Lee
There's
counties,
nothing
combined
there.
population over 200,000 people. In 2002, whoa, what a year. Two men, a Michael Carruth and a Jimmy Brooks, Dumb and Dumber had a plan, a list, a to-do list, a shopping list. Of sorts. It was not a good one. But is it ever? Let's have a go.
See what I mean? He's quite. He's charismatic. Very charismatic. Got a bit of a thing for him. If you couldn't tell.
Is this the first time we're going to Alabama? Because it sure feels like it. And in this particular story, we're going to Opelika, Alabama. That's a fun thing to say. This is East Alabama, Lee County. On the 30th of January 2002, at about 8 a.m., a woman named Katrina Ratliff called her mother Katrin, who lived in Opelika. Katrina would call her mother Katrin every morning about that time, just as Katrina was getting into work, and her mammy Katrin was having a nice old cup of joe. This particular morning, though, Katrina couldn't get through to her mother, as she usually did.
Oh no.
Hey, it's me. I'm just worried about y'all. I haven't heard from you at all. Please call me when you get in. Talk to you later. Bye.
Katrina would actually try to call her mother quite a few times as the hours went by, each time not being able to get through, getting no answer, and nobody calling her back. After she couldn't get through and hours were passing, Katrina started to worry, and so left work early, popped out for a little bit, and went to her parents' house. As she got closer, she started feeling off. This wasn't like then. Especially when she arrived and found the cars still there. She went around the back and found the door kicked in. Inside, she found her dad, Thurman, lying face down in a pool of blood.
Oh my god, imagine finding your parents like that.
Going further into the house, she found her mother in the bedroom.
Oh!
Same situation. She
Okay.
then tried to call the police.
I'm gonna have to put a trigger warning on this video because I didn't know it was gonna show the actual murder scenes. I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if I can show that, but if he can show that, then I can show that. But I'm gonna have to put a warning. I love how I've paused it. Look at the face. Sorry, Mike. Getting your bad side there.
Police, but when she picked up the phone, there was no dial tone. The line had been cut. Thurman, Katrina's dad, had been shot 3 times.
Oh my god.
With the fatal shot being to the back of the head. Catherine, the exact same, 3 shots, one of which was to the head. It seemed apparent that both
rest in
Thurman and
peace.
Catherine had been tortured before being shot. The house had been turned upside down. It seemed that, whoever did this, was looking for something of value. The attic, the vents, the cabinets, all had been like ripped apart as someone was trying to find something. It wasn't searched that well though, even though like they had ripped the place to shite, because the police found 87 grand hidden in the bathroom. So,
Damn.
home invasion by the lucky sea.
$87,000.
The investigation revealed little. However, it seemed that there were 2 weapons involved, 2 handguns that had done the shooting. So they possibly had 2 suspects
So one
to
person
hunt.
got shot
They
with
also
one
found
gun.
footprints
the other
in the
person
mud
with
leading
the
to the
gun.
house. And so, following them back, they found tire tracks. That, at the time, was all they had. Though it seemed likely that they may have known the victims from the way the house was torn apart. One suspect was an ex-boyfriend of Katrina's, who, 10 years earlier, after they broke up, kidnapped Katrina and sexually assaulted and tortured
Oh my
her,
gosh.
and then made threats to her parents.
Piece of
He
shit.
did time for that, obviously. But on the 30th of January 2002, he was in a jail 100 miles away from Opelika, Alabama.
Please tell me he got...
After that led nowhere, the authorities were stumped.
So it wasn't him.
So, yeah. Alright, so now let's fast forward a fortnight, 2 weeks, 14 days, shitload of hours. On Sunday, the 17th of February, in Phoenix City, right smack dab between Lee and Russell counties, a man named Forrest Butch Boyer, 54 years old, was getting his son Brett ready for another one of those, you know, weeks at school, packing the sandwiches, again, getting the clothes ready, and so on and so forth. Butch was a single father. He owned a used car lot and was doing the best for his son. That evening, as bedtime was, you know, approaching at around 10 p.m., Butch heard a knock on his front
Oh, that
door.
sounded like it was
Strange
here.
that somebody would be knocking.
These are like, I think they're 8D or something. I can't remember what they're called, but they're like, you can hear up, down, forward, back, side, side. And when that knock happened, it was like everywhere. It kind of sounded like it was my front door. I hope not, was it? Wait, was that my front door?
Knock
Okay,
on his
no.
front
Oh my god.
door. Strange that somebody would
Fuck
be
these
knocking,
speakers.
you know, so late on a school night. And Butch was, you know, immediately suspicious. So when he went over, opened the door, he saw it was the cops. The Rozzers at this time of day, they flashed badges and shoved a warrant in his face, saying he was under arrest for drugs possession. He vigorously
Chester.
denied, but they
Sorry,
cuffed
my
him,
cat.
taking him out of his house to a white Crown Victoria parked outside. Once there, Butch asked what to do about his son who was alone in the house.
Shit, sorry.
Then, the two
Sorry.
drugs possession. He vigorously denied, but they cuffed him, taking him out of his house to a white Crown Victoria parked outside. Once there, Butch asked what to do about his son who was alone in the house. Then, the two cops went back to the house and cuffed the 12-year-old boy and put him in the back of the car beside his old man.
Dude,
Now,
come
at this
on.
point, you're probably thinking, wow, what odd cops. They don't even sound like cops at all. And you'd be right. Butch Boyer realized this as well as they drove past the Phoenix City Police Department and out to where Route 431 was being constructed.
Please no.
They
Please no
then
another
parked
kid.
the car, turned around and asked him about a safe they thought he had in it.
If you can hear crunching in the background, I'm so sorry. My cat is eating his kibble. Oh no, he's just stopped. Just like literally down there. My cat's eating kibble. Was eating kibble. He's walked out now. So the crunching you might have heard, if you did hear, that's him. Goddamn Chester.
His house, containing about 100 grand. Now, Butch didn't have a safe, but he did have cash. So they then drove all the way back to his house. Butch gave them 40 grand he had in cash hidden in his closet, and then again, the four of them drove back to the construction site that would eventually be US 431. Now, this time, the four of them got out of the car. Butch, you know, and Brett, his son, still handcuffed, and they started walking. Butch, you know, now pleading with them to let him and his son go. He'd given them the money. Just let him go. When
So have you seen their
they
faces?
walked and saw a, you know, they'd already dug a grave.
Oh my god. Not the child.
One of the men then slit Butch's neck wide open, ear to ear. And, after young Brett pled for his father's life, the other man shot Brett 3 times in the head.
No, come on!
Brett
No children! I thought this one was safe. Oh. Oh my god. Don't cry, don't cry. Oh my god, no children, come on,
was
man.
then thrown into the grave. Butch's throat could open again, and he too was tossed in, rolling onto his son's body. and the two men started throwing dirt in the hole. They then left.
Oh my god.
Only Butch wasn't dead.
The dad wasn't dead.
He managed, with his throat cut, to dig himself and his son out. Unfortunately, young Brett was already gone. Butch, covered in blood and dirt, holding his throat together with his hands, somehow managed to stumble in the dark through the thorns and bushes to a nearby road.
That's adrenaline for you, man. It's amazing what you can do with adrenaline. Chester, are you okay? Just trying to play my guitar. Adrenaline will do that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've heard stories with adrenaline where people have gotten out of situations that you couldn't get out of in a normal scenario, like under normal circumstances, you couldn't get out of it. But yeah, adrenaline. Whew.
And attempted to flag down a passing motorist. One finally stopped, and 911 were called.
911, what's your emergency? I got a guy standing on the side of the road, and he's bleeding really bad, and they said he's stabbed, and said somebody killed his son.
He refused to leave until they found his son.
Sir, you got any idea what your name is? Come here, come here. The ambulance is here, sir. Hold on. Right there.
Oh God.
My boys were shot 3 times.
Okay, hold on, sir, hold on. All right. Hold on, sir, hold on.
That poor
Okay,
man.
ambulance is here.
I'll get my boys first.
All right.
Please, please, hold on.
All right, sir, hold on real quick. What's your name?
How is he talking with his throat slit? They obviously, they might have nicked the artery. I don't know what they've done. They might have nicked the jugular and didn't completely sever it. Because sever it means completely detach it so that it goes from this to nothing, completely severs. Sounds like it's just been nicked. Because if he can still talk, they obviously didn't get him on the front of the throat. But that's cringe how he can still talk. And he knows his son's, oh God, he wants his son's body. That's so hard to hear.
Name?
Butch.
Butch what?
Warrior.
Spell it.
B-O-Y-E-R. W-Y-E-R.
What's your name, sir? I mean, what's your birthday?
3247.
Okay, he said his son's been shot 3 times down there, been buried. We're gonna have to take him down there.
I've got the ring.
Okay. All right. Okay, what should we do with him?
Where is it?
What? Down here. He's cut bad.
I dug out his grave a while ago.
Who shot you? Who did this?
Dennis Wilson, right. That grave.
Hey, Lon. No bullshit. I got a man, his throat's been cut to hell. He said his son's been shot 3 times, is buried in a grave down here at Uchi, and he wants to go get him. He was buried and dug himself out. This is a bad one. Okay? I mean, I don't mean to sound excited, but this is bad.
When the emergency services, cops and paramedics and all arrived, Butch was so worked up, his throat was still cut open, that the only way he would let them treat him was when they said to him, listen, if you die, and you will, if you don't let us treat you, then the people who did this will get away. That very night, Butch was able to give the police a description of the white Crown Victoria that had abducted him and his son. And he told them these 2 guys had his house keys.
Is anybody at your home?
No, they got keys in my house. They're probably not be in it.
Okay. 5715 to Russell.
Phoenix police were immediately alerted and went straight to the Boyer home. After less than 30 minutes surveilling the home, a white Crown Vic drove past with a man named Michael Carruth inside. They followed him and he was arrested. And inside the white Crown Vic, they found handcuffs, police uniforms, a shitload of money, and blood.
I hope you fucking
43-year-old Michael Carruth denied having anything to do with, well, anything. He was a bail bondsman with no criminal...
I'm sorry, wait, what?
Police uniforms, a shitload of money, and blood. 43-year-old Michael Carruth denied having anything to do with, well, anything. He was a bail bondsman with no criminal past.
He's a what?
Or history.
Oh my God, you...
He was taken to the Russell County Sheriff's Department and the car impounded.
Yeah, definitely.
He didn't confess, as I said. He denied any involvement. He was just, going for a late night drive. You know yourself, sure. He didn't cooperate at all with the police. Said he had nothing to do with whatever they were on about.
Look at you, you ugly piece of crap.
But you know and I know that I have not harmed anybody. You know that, and I know that. I'm not even asking you to agree or disagree. I know in my heart what I did or did not do. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just really angry. Oh, it's when people have the audacity to just full bullshit and lie in people's faces after fucking murdering people. A 12-year-old. That father lived to avenge his son's death. Absolutely. My God. I don't know if any of you guys get this, but I don't find anybody ugly. Like, I find everyone good looking in their own way. But then if they do something like murder someone or they treat people like absolute shit, it's weird. They instantly become hideous to me. Like, I find them disgustingly ugly. Like, I'm pansexual. I am pansexual and gender fluent. I absolutely, like, I'm attracted to all different sexes. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I'm attracted to either, to all, sorry. And the second someone is a piece of crap, or they hurt somebody else, or they murder somebody, physically hurt somebody, they instantly become ugly. Like, they make me sick looking at them. I don't know if any of you, let me know in the comments below if you guys get this. I don't know why I get this. Maybe it's normal to find someone that you think is good looking suddenly ugly when they do something like this. I don't know. I think that's just more personality for me, and what a piece of shit this guy is. Sorry, I'm just angry. Yikes. Rage quit.
This was because, well, he thought there were no witnesses. He thought Butch was dead, which I think would be a logical assumption after what they did to him. But it would be Michael who would be dead. Dead wrong. Butch being alive came as a surprise, you might say, to Michael. At which point, though he still, denied anything, he told the police about, some vague people he may or may not know, but he wouldn't tell any names, who sell drugs locally, and he could help the police catch them. Because he just wants to do his civic duty. Yeah, it's that guy who lives down the road. Mr. Incognito, Ron Mexico, a big fish.
And what I'm getting at is, as well as anybody else, that you can do pretty much what you want to do as long as the DA agrees with it. And the DA can definitely do anything he wants to do. He does what he wants.
No, that's not how it works.
The fact of the matter is,
idiot.
If y'all were so inclined, I know of a bunch of stuff around town, and I'm not talking about a $20 pot. Right. I'm talking about, and I'm willing, and I'll even tell you this, I'm willing to take a polygraph with some of the things I'm going to tell you. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you some things in which I will not, and I repeat, I will not give you a name. I will give you instances, people, places, and things.
So you'll snitch. So he'll snitch that he could be, like, obviously he's guilty, but he might actually really know people that are in the drug trade and stuff like that. And he's willing to snitch to save his own ass. Ew, it's even what? My God, this guy just gets fucking more hideous by the second.
Unless we can reach an agreement on some things. I know a situation where the man has 40 kilos of coke, but I'm telling you, I can give you 40 people
Oh my
locally.
God.
And you know what? In exchange for Michael helping the police catch the Invisible Man, he had the balls, the cojones, to say he would let them charge him. He would let them charge him, you know, with assaults with a deadly weapon and maybe a bit of an L fine, you know, a little love tap on the wrist.
Like in Butch's case, if you want to convict me of that, convict me of assault with a deadly weapon, convict me of whatever. I'm right, that's fine. You know, charge me $20,000, $25,000 fine. I don't care.
What a weasel.
Ew. What a weasel.
Butch was also
What am I
able to
putting it?
tell the authorities that he recognized one of those two lads.
Who shot you? Who did this?
My repo man's son,
Sir, who did this?
Jim, he thinks,
Jim who?
thinks last name. I think of him in a minute. Jim Brooks.
Brooks?
It's not Jim, it's not a dad, it's a son.
It was Jimmy Brooks Jr.,
Ew.
the son of a repo man Butch employed from time to time at his used car
Ugly
lot.
piece of crap.
Jimmy Brooks was quickly caught too. Caught while burning the clothing he had worn the night before. He confessed pretty quickly.
And what we're going to do is we're simply going to kind of walk back through the events.
I want to start from the very beginning, tell you everything.
Well, at least he
Day
admitted.
one.
I'm gonna be
But he's
straight
still a
up.
piece
You're
of
going to do what
crap.
now?
I want to tell you from the very beginning to all the way to the last one.
Okay.
Jimmy told the police that Michael Carruth was a bondsman and had posted bond, $35,000, for Jimmy Brooks 6 months earlier.
When he got me out, I know my family had no money to get me out. For some reason, he got me out.
All right. And when you say he,
My Caruth got me out of jail.
Mike Caruth is a bail bondsman.
Right.
Jimmy was a small-time criminal, had 6 counts of breaking and entering cars and vehicles. So, Jimmy felt like he owed him for bailing him out, and would help him out, you know, in whatever little scheme he needed to do, you know. He had paid 35 grand, so, hey, he owed him that much at least. Also, though, Michael Carruth kind of told him, you don't really have a choice. You're helping me out. Jimmy wasn't a victim here, though. He wasn't, you know, strong-armed into doing these things. He was more than willing.
So he comes to you, tells you you got to pay him, or he's going to lock you up.
Right.
And you say, okay, I'm doing the best I can.
Exactly.
And then he says, well, he's going to think of something for you to make money, and he'll come get you, tell you what it is. If you like it, y'all can do it.
Right.
Okay.
It was Michael Carruth who slit Butch's throat, and Jimmy Brooks who shot Brett. He also
You
told them
piece of
that himself
crap.
and Michael were responsible for the Ratliff home
Yeah.
invasion.
Damn.
Jimmy Brooks had worked for the Ratliff family's son, and so knew that maybe they might have some money.
Fucking do it, motherfucker. Do it.
So you popped her where?
I fucked her.
You
Oh,
shot her in
God.
the head. Back of the head, front of the head. That's okay. You're getting it off your chest.
They, in fact, had a list. They did their homework, you know. They had a list of people in the area who they had heard, who they thought. Word on the street was they might have a bit of money stored away. See the plan? The robberies. It wasn't just, let's get a shitload of money and have a grand old time. They were robbing, doing these home invasions and kidnapping and whatnot to get enough money to set up a hydroponic marijuana system, an underground one. They were doing this all to just grow the devil's lettuce.
Oh my God.
I think it's the brand of plants. The little small hydro plants about like this. And they're charging like $5,000 a pound for this shit, really, is what they're telling me.
Which would look a little something like this. I'm not sure if these two buttes would be capable of something like this. There was a third man too, 28-year-old James Gary, who was involved in the Ratliff home invasion.
Yeah.
He drove them there and was in the house also. James too had been bailed out by Michael Carruth,
What an
and
ugly
so
piece of
essentially
crap.
was hounded and forced by Michael to be involved. He was a lot less willing than Jimmy Brooks.
Still did it.
Michael Carruth never confessed to anything, pled not guilty.
You piece of crap.
However, Butch's blood was 100% on his clothing. Jimmy fully confessed and told the entire story. And
Good on
so,
you.
Michael Carruth was found guilty of capital murder, attempted murder,
Please
kidnapping,
get the death
and
penalty.
robbery. And that was just for the Boyer case.
Please get the death penalty.
He was sentenced to death in 2003.
Yes!
4
Sorry.
months later, Jimmy Brooks, too, was found guilty and
Death.
sentenced to death.
Yeah!
James Gary, for the Ratliff home invasion,
I think you should get
was
life in
sentenced
prison.
to life without parole. Jimmy and
You!
Michael would have been sentenced for that too, but they already had the death penalty. Michael Carruth and Jimmy Brooks remain on death row.
Ew, just kill him already. Actually, no.
What
No. There's fates worse than death. I think the death penalty is kind of the easy way out. I think they should be in jail for quite a while, which usually happens when you're on death row. You're usually in there for a while anyway. But hi, Chester. Sorry, my cat. Say hello. Oh, Papa. It's my baby. Say hello. What are you doing? This is my baby. This is my baby. Hello. I love you, Chester. I named him after Chester Bennington, the late Chester Bennington. Rest in peace. No, I can't keep holding you. Sorry, buddy. He wanted to stay. So, what was this? Oh, yeah. I think when you're on death row, you're on there for ages anyway. But, I think that there are fates worse than death. So I'm glad that they got death penalty, because they will spend time in jail for a while. And look, everyone will know what they did, and the fact that they killed a child, they're gonna have to probably keep them away from the main prison, because the prisoners will anything to do with rape, hurting women, hurting children, or pedophilia, you're gonna get slaughtered in jail. They may be criminals in jail, but they do have morals. So, and they're the morals. Children are out of bounds. Pedophilia, out of bounds. Hurting a woman, killing a child, out of bounds. Absolutely. So I hope that they get the shit beaten out of him. I'm sorry, I'm not usually this violent, but when a child's involved, you deserve what you get. I've never been so rolled up in a reaction video. Please forgive me, I feel so bad.
Horrific story that was just
I'm
about
sorry.
getting enough money to grow some weed. Extremely violent, especially, one of the victims was a 12-year-old boy.
Exactly.
And, if Butch Boyer hadn't survived, and there was a very slim chance of him actually surviving, which he did, if he had ended up in that hole in the ground, well then Michael Carruth and Jimmy Brooks, and maybe, James Gary, well, probably not him, they would have continued going through their list of who's who might have a bit of spondylix around Russell and Lee counties, all to build a underground hydroponic system for weed. What? As I said, they're both still on death.
What was
system
that?
For weed. What? As I said, they're both still on death row. The final farewell date to be announced.
Ew.
Good thing, that's a pair of Manson lamps if ever I saw them. Sweet dreams.
That's a pair of what?
Good thing, that's a pair of Manson lamps if ever I saw them.
Oh.
Sweet dreams. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you, as always, real soon in the next one.
I love the wink.
Take care of yourselves. Mike out.
I love that wink. Oh, he can wink at me as many times as he wants, that man. Woo. He's married, though, so I'm sorry. Okay, so...
Hey, you.
Hey, you. Oh,
before we get into solving...
Stop. Okay. Thoughts. Oh, what's going on there? My thoughts on this. Well, when I once again cried in a reaction video. I'm so embarrassed. I have a really soft spot. If I see anyone crying, I cry. If I see that see or hear children get hurt, I cry. I'm gonna have to put a mature audience only thing because they do show the murder scene and there is blood, so I'm gonna have to do that. I'm not monetized or anything, but I don't want to get striked. So yeah. Anyway, I will see you in the next reaction video. I'll leave a link in the description down below for everything, like my Twitter, my Instagram, and the link to the original video of this by that chapter. Go subscribe to that chapter, and yeah, he's got a really good channel. Also, please like and subscribe, and tell me how you feel about the death penalty. Should people get the death penalty, or should they rot in prison? Or should they rot in prison for a while and then get the death penalty, which is the case on death row? What are your thoughts? Let me know. All right. Bye.